What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, man. It's Sunday night. Getting ready to watch some TV, wrap up the weekend, man. I ran up into some news that came out on MMAmania.com. Shout out to them for this information. Oh man, it's hilarious. Manny Pacquiao signs a contract to participate in Resin 15. Resin president shares photo of Manny Pacquiao signing a contract to appear on the promotion's April 21st card in some capacity. The clowning never ceases. At least since if they're going to pimp boxing fans and pimp sports fans, at least they're not doing it in the United States. They're limiting it to Japan. Yeah, oh my God, it's hilarious. But before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel, subscribers. It's been a great weekend. I'm also going to talk a little bit about these bozos in the boxing media before at the end of this video. But I want to welcome you back, subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscription bell. I would greatly appreciate it. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release our videos, which you do on a daily basis about a wide variety of boxing conversations, boxing topics. Also, check out the live streams that we do Monday through Friday. Start time right around 11 a.m. Central Standard Time or slightly before that. And our OG boxing talk on Sunday mornings with myself, Blood Boxing, and KQKC Boxing, where we chop it up with old school boxing fans. So let me get into this. This is an article that came out. It says Manny Pacquiao signs a contract to participate in Resin 15. Resin president Nobuyuki Sakabiyabara, I know I'm murdering that name, shared photos of Pacquiao signing a contract to appear on the promotion's April 21st card in some capacity. In the caption, it says, "I know now I'm actually in the Philippines. Following Mayweather, Resin 15 will make a new gimmick with this guy. I will announce it as soon as I return home, so please look forward to it." I think that translation is absolutely hilarious. The translation is so literal and so accurate that it's absolutely wonderful. Now I am actually in the Philippines, right? This is the president of Resin. Following Mayweather, Resin 15, excuse me, we will make a new gimmick, straight up gimmick with this guy. And I'll announce it as soon as I get home, because that's exactly what it is, man. It's a straight up gimmick. However, it's a gimmick that plays well. Because if you remember, Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought this kid, Tishin Yasukawa, in front of 30,000 people in Japan at what was called the Saitama Sports Arena. Man, that is hilarious. Boxing fans, this might be a good step for retired boxers. Retired boxers can get $9 million. If Floyd Mayweather got $9 million for a fight, if Manny Pacquiao ain't fighting, Manny Pacquiao might get $1 million or $2 just to show up and slap box with somebody. But it is bad from the MMA standpoint, man. How many times are MMA fighters going to jump in there with boxers under boxing rules and get the brakes beat off them before people start looking at the sport of MMA funny? I think they need to stop doing it. They need to stop comparing themselves to boxing. Stop MMA, mainstream MMA, if that's how you say it. It is a highly skilled, highly competitive, highly dangerous, and I have to admit, highly entertaining sport. I like women's MMA more so than I like men's MMA. But man, I gotta tell you, as I was watching Jones and I watched some of these other fights, Cormier, I watched the women, Holly Holmes, Manny Nunez, obviously, Chris Cyborg, people like that. I even like this, God, I forget what the other guy's name is, man, that I actually saw in a boxing match a long time ago. But I like the sport. The sport is interesting. If they got a good fight and I got the time, I'll watch it. You know, boxing's my love, so it's not going to transport boxing, but I mean, it's not going to replace boxing for me, but it is, man. It's a good fight fix. I gotta admit, but it's not going to remain that way if these guys keep stripping the aura away from it. Where people are, if you continually see old retired boxers beating the dog piss out of young MMA fighters for pay, eventually it's gonna diminish the stock of the MMA, and I don't think that's fair to real serious MMA fighters who, you know, really master their skill set and are doing so independent of boxing and without a reliance on the sport of boxing and some marketing connection with the sport of boxing. But, you know, that's just my, you know, from an MMA fan looking on from the outside in, that, you know, that's my take, man. It's like, if MMA fighters are gonna fight boxers, man, don't do it unless you can get a boxer to fight in MMA. And then you might, you know, increase you might help supplement your brand or improve the value of the MMA brand. But, you know, that's not the purpose of this video. Really, the purpose of this video is to talk about the boxing side of it, which is, man, first of all, I don't think this is a real fight because it's April 21st. You know, the fight between Adrian Brawner and Manny Pacquiao was that in January? So February, March, April. If it's a fight and Manny Pacquiao gets anywhere close to $9 million for a fight against somebody who he's gonna knock out inside of 15 seconds, Keith Thurman is going to be pissed. All that ducking, all that planning, all of the conniving goes out the window because Manny Pacquiao didn't choose an Errol Spence Jr. defeat for whatever he would have got, 15 million? He didn't choose a Keith Thurman fight for whatever he would have got. I'm just throwing the numbers out, 12 million. He decided to go beat up on somebody that has never been in a boxing ring in their life before for almost as much money as he would have gotten for losing to Errol Spence Jr. and having a highly competitive and dangerous fight with Sean Porter. Sean Porter, man, the best laid plans of men, man, they will fall awry. So anyway, whatever it is what it is. I don't really care. Manny Pacquiao, personally, I don't think Manny Pacquiao needs to fight anymore anyway. I don't think Floyd Mayweather Jr. needs to fight in a boxing ring again. I don't think Manny Pacquiao needs to fight in a boxing ring again. And hey, man, maybe if Resin wants to get Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao together for a gimmick, maybe they can play a game of ping pong in China and sell tickets to that. Because hey, man, my understanding is that ping pong or table tennis is very popular in Asia. Maybe that's a gimmick that they can use to make money for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. So that they don't have to actually get into a boxing ring with, you know, the real fighters, the people who have, you know, the ability to inflict real serious injury upon them and to legitimately beat them. I wasn't mad at what Floyd Mayweather Jr. did. As long as Floyd Mayweather Jr. stayed retired, and I don't even care if he stayed retired. I cared that it didn't go on his record. As long as that fight with, what is his name? Gosh, man, what is his name? The kid from Japan, Teshin Nasukawa. As long as he didn't actually get credit for that fight, you know, I ain't really tripping on it too much. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I hope that this affects the Keith Thurman fight. I really do, because if he's not, if Errol Spence Jr. wanted to fight him, I don't believe that Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Errol Spence Jr. But if Sean Porter was going to, if Manny Pacquiao was going to skip past Errol Spence Jr. or past the IBF belt and fight for the WBA belt against Keith Thurman, from the standpoint of a fan who's been highly critical of the moves of Keith Thurman, I would find that, just absolutely the height of an irony if Keith Thurman is ducked or the fight is ducked out of, or negotiations are ducked out of by Manny Pacquiao, so he can earn dang near as much money fighting some guy nobody ever heard of in Japan. Anyway, it is what it is, and we'll see what's happening. I'll report on it as more news comes out. And with that, I'm out.